Hey, what is up guys, Norman here and welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be dedicated to all my new cadets that recently got their uniforms from the supply, and I'll be teaching you guys how to shine your parade boots by using my parade boots as an example. For this tutorial video, I'll be splitting into steps, and those steps are 1. Acquiring the right materials to shine your boots, 2. Stripping your boots, 3. Blackening your welts/sides, and 4. Shining your parade boots. So without further ado, let's move on to step 1. So for polish, I'm recommending the standard black shoe polish by Kiwi, and that is because it gives your boots a very nice glossy shine, and also it provides a nice waterproofing layer to your boots, so whenever you're wearing them in the rain to get to cadets, they will protect the boots from the water. For the shining cloth, I recommend the standard Kiwi shine cloth, and that is because out of all the cloths I've used in the past, I feel like this cloth is the most softest and thickest, and those qualities are great because you can control how much water and polish you're applying to your cloth, so you won't accidentally drown your boots with water or overload your boots with polish. So that's pretty much for step 1, but before we move on to step 2, I just want to warn you cadets to not buy anything that's called liquid polish or just polish that's not black, because if you guys apply that stuff on your boots, it'll look good at first, but then over time it's just going to become cracky and it'll just ruin your boots. So stay away from liquid polish or another color of polish that's not black, or else it'll wreck your boots. So just stick to stuff that I've recommended for you guys. But without further ado, let's move on to step 2, which is stripping your boots. Alright, once you acquire all the proper materials you need to shine your boots, it's time to strip your parade boots. And what stripping your boot is, it's pretty much pouring boiling hot water on top of your boot to remove all the past scratches, dings, and other scuff marks that have been applied to your boot. So it's pretty much erasing everything so you could start all over to your boot. Now I do recommend only doing this once or when you have a very bad scratch on your boot, because it's pretty pointless stripping your boot once you have a very nice shine to them. So only do this once. Now before we start stripping our boots, I just want you guys to quickly grab a horsehair brush, because we are going to be pouring this hot water on our boots, and if we just leave it like that, it's going to create a lot of air bubbles on the boot, and when you polish your boots, it's going to stand out like crazy and see a bunch of little circles. So while we pour the water on our boots, we will be scraping our boots with this brush to prevent that from happening. I'll demonstrate it in more detail when we go outside. Alright, so you have the kettle, you have your boots, and you have your horsehair brush. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the left boot first. And what you guys are going to do is you're going to pour the water for about 5 to 3 seconds. Then you're going to drop the kettle, then brush. Okay, so it's going to be as followed. Okay, that was about like 5 seconds. Quickly drop the kettle. And you're going to brush the boot like that. Make sure it doesn't have any air bubbles. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we're gonna do the sides. Just like that. And once again, you're gonna brush. So just make sure you do that all around the boot, so your boots are fully stripped. And that's pretty much how you strip your boots. Just do the same thing for your other boot that you didn't do. So that's pretty much it for step 2. After you're done stripping the boots, just let them sit for about 5 to 10 minutes to dry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to step 3. So it's been about 5 to 10 minutes since the boots have been just sitting there to dry. So at this point, you are going to grab your polish and your toothbrush to blacken the welts and to base coat later. So since we worked on the left boot last time, we are going to work with the right boot. So you're going to open your can of polish. And I should also mention, make sure you have separate polish cans for blackening your boots or for just brushing the sides. That's what I'll be showing you right now. And that's just because if you use this kind of polish that's all rough to shine your boots, it's just going to give you a very dull shine. So always have a separate can for shining your boots and for blackening your welts. So you want to just get about a little bit of polish as so, and you're going to rub this polish into your sides. So it's going to be as followed. You want to go nice and gentle, or a little rough, it doesn't really matter. But make sure you get all of the sides that are on the boot. Okay, and if you need any more extra polish, same thing. And if you do get some polish in the sides, it's alright because you're not shining it. So yeah, make sure you blacken all your sides and it should be nice and black. And doing this actually makes your boots stand out so much more because it's nice and black and shiny when, say, if an officer or someone's inspecting you. So this will make your boots stand out much more. Because if it's not blackened, if it's just dusty and white, it looks completely disgusting. Like, ugh. Yeah, so we just gotta shine, or not shine, blacken the side a little bit more. Then I'll show you guys how to base coat. And it should look something like this. I don't know if you guys could tell the difference, but it looks way better than before when it was just dull and not black. Alright, and that's pretty much how to blacken your welts. So just do it the exact same thing as I just showed you guys on your other boot that you didn't touch yet. Alrighty, so at this point you guys should be finished blackening your welts and your sides, so they should look like this. And now it's time to add a base coat layer to the leather of your boot. And the purpose of the base coat layer is that it provides a nice soft surface for you to polish on top. So instead of just polishing regularly in this rough surface with no polish, it just gives a nice touch, so then it'd be easier for you guys to polish. So it's going to be as followed. So you're going to grab your polishing cloth. Okay, you're going to have an extra can of polish by the side for only polishing. So you're going to grab your index finger. Okay, you're going to wrap it around the cloth as followed. So you're going to pick a clean spot of the cloth. Okay, you're going to, with your left hand, you're going to grab the cloth and pinch it so it should be a nice flat surface, and then twist it, and it should look like this. Okay, I'll show it to you guys one more time. Okay, you're gonna grab a part of the cloth that's not been used. Okay, you're gonna use your index finger, point it under the cloth. Okay, you're gonna grab the cloth with your left hand and twist it. So it should be a nice, soft, and flat surface. Okay, and you're gonna grab your polish. Okay, and you're going to do some circles to gather some polish to your cloth. Okay, and nice big layer of polish. So it should look like this. Okay, and when you're base coating your boot, you want to make sure that you apply an equal amount of polish throughout the toe or like the side. So you're going to rub your cloth like this. Okay, making sure that it's all equal, because if you don't add an equal amount of polish all over your boot, it's going to stand out and you're going to have a better shine in some places than the other. Okay, so you're going to gather more polish. So find a new layer of the cloth, do the same technique I showed you guys. Okay, make sure you wrap the cloth tight too, so then you don't lose grip. I didn't wrap it tight enough last time, so it's going to look like that. Gather a big layer of polish on the cloth. Okay, and do the exact same thing. You want to do this about 3 times before you start adding a regular layer of polish to your leather. Okay, like this. Okay, and it should not be shiny. It should just look sort of like a dull shine when you're adding a base coat. Okay, it's crucial that you guys do this because it will definitely help you guys when you guys are shining. Trust me. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. So we're gonna grab a new layer of polish. So pick a free place on the cloth, sorry. Okay, pinch, twist. Okay, make sure it's tight. Okay, same amount of polish. Okay, and then you're gonna apply all that to the boot. Okay, that's all you gotta do. Okay, so I wanna mention one thing. When you are applying base coats and just shining your boot, you wanna divide it into sections, okay? So this is the toe, these are the sides, right? And that's the heel. Okay, you want to do the exact same steps as I showed you in base coating to each of your sides, okay? Because you don't want to just have a super shiny toe. Okay, you want to make sure you shine the entire boot, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it for base coating. Okay, so that's end of step 3. And let's move on to step 4, which is polishing. And once again, do the exact same thing that you did to your left boot. So once you guys think that you're done base coating, your boot should look like this. Should just have a thick layer of polish that you have applied for the base coat on your boots. And now it's time to shine your boots. It's the moment you guys all have been waiting for. So since we've worked on the right boot a lot, let's move on and work on the left boot. So the first thing you guys want to do to polish your boots is to get some hot water from the sink. Okay, you just pour it in your little cap that comes with the tin of polish. And the first thing you want to do is, of course, pick a free spot on your cloth. Remember the technique I showed you guys? Use your index finger, put it in the cloth with your left hand, you wrap it or you pull. Okay, make sure it's very tight. Okay, and then you twist. Okay, should be a nice flat surface like that. Okay, next you want to dip the index finger with the cloth that's wrapped around it into the water until it's sort of soaked but not too soaked. So you guys see it's getting wet. Dab it a few more times. And once you sort of feel the water soaking in your cloth, that's a sign of when that's enough water that you should apply to your cloth, right? Sometimes if you get too much water, you can even wipe the cloth on the other side that you're not using. And after that, you want to do little circles in the can of polish as followed until you get a little bit of polish on your cloth. Okay, just like that. Okay, and after that, you want to start rubbing little circles around your boot as followed. Okay, it should feel pretty rough at first, but it should start smoothing out a bit. Okay, and at this point, you don't want to add any more water to your cloth or else you'll just start drowning your boot or adding more polish. So just keep rubbing. Do little circles around the toe or whichever part you're shining on the boot. It will take a while, guys, but in the end, you guys should have nice boots. Okay, you may be wondering, when should I stop polishing and add a new layer of polish? So you guys sort of see my cloth here. You see how it's not as black anymore? It's just part of the cloth is sort of visible. That's when you want to sort of stop, because if you keep rubbing the cloth or the part that you've polished right here on the boot, you'll actually start scratching it. So about now would be a good time to switch. So let's get some more polish in a clean part of the cloth that we haven't used. Okay, same way. All kind of messed up. Okay, remember like how much water I told you guys to put? You should sort of feel the soak. Okay, I admit that the first time we grabbed some polish, sort of a fail, but it should be like this much of polish. Yeah, this is a better example. Okay, and then yeah, same thing. Just keep doing the little circles around your boot. Now I am doing this in my table at my house, but I do have paper on the table. But just make sure wherever you guys polish, make sure it's a place that your parents will allow you, so then you don't get in trouble. Because that would be the last thing you guys want. But yeah, just keep doing little circles around your boot, and you should start noticing a little shine to your boots. But it will take some time though, so just keep that in mind. Okay, you guys may be noticing that I am going the same way around the boot, and that's what I recommend too, because if you just go on the other side, like if you go clockwise, sorry, then it'll just, I don't know, this doesn't work. But yeah, just keep going the same way, and you should be fine. Okay, always remember to check your cloth to make sure that, you know, it's not just part of the cloth, because you don't want to start scratching your boot. So you can just keep doing little circles around the boot. Now I know some people like using 2 fingers to polish, so instead of wrapping the cloth around 1 finger, they do 2, obviously. I find that's just a little overkill, because you're adding twice the amount of polish and water, and that could wreck your boots too, because you're just drowning the boot. But if it works for you guys, I definitely recommend it. I just personally use 1 finger. Now, you guys should see that you're sort of getting a little shine compared to before. Now, we haven't touched the right boot yet, so if you guys could see the difference, the left boot is definitely shinier. Now, let's get some more polish, because our finger is sort of worn out. Okay, same thing, remember? So I've been showing you guys. Okay, that was a fail. Okay. So it should be like that. My apologies for sort of failing, wrapping my finger around the cloth. I've been using a new type of cloth, which is the money's worth cloth, and it's just so much easier to wrap my fingers around. With the kiwi, it's just a little bit harder, but it's the same thing. Okay, remember to grab the same amount of polish as before. It should be like a pea size, and yeah, just keep doing the same thing. And as I mentioned before in the base coating step, always remember to do the same thing to your other sides, because you don't want to have just a shiny toe, as I stated before, and it'll be very ugly and bad if you have ugly sides. Yeah, just keep going around. You should start noticing a difference. After 4 layers of polish, as you guys could see, it's like a mere shine already, and that's what you guys want to see, right? So just keep doing those techniques I've showed you guys, and it should look like this. And let's have a quick look at the right boot. Right? A pretty big difference. So now, let's try to get the right boot looking like the left boot. Alrighty, so after a few layers of polish, the right boot ended up looking pretty good, just as the left boot. Now before we move on to the conclusion, I just want to quickly mention to you guys, make sure that you guys do the exact same thing to your sides. Now, I didn't show you guys in this video of me polishing my sides because it will take forever pretty much, but you guys have the general idea to know what to do. So do the exact same thing as you guys did on your toes, but to your sides. But without further ado, let's move on to the conclusion. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this tutorial video. Just remember, if you guys have any troubles or any questions about how to polish your boots, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to help you guys out. But before I end this video, I just want to let you cadets know that I also upload gaming videos on this channel and life story videos, so be sure to check those videos out and subscribe to my channel if you guys are interested in that stuff. And yeah, watch my videos while you guys are polishing your boots, right? Hell yeah. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, leave a massive like on this video because it'll warm my heart so much. It'll make me the happiest boy in the entire freaking world. And also comment below what cadet tutorial you guys want to see in the future. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.